Have you ever met someone famous? I have. And I can tell you that I learned 3 things by acting in a movie with Kevin Costner. And they are, number 1, take chances. Number 2, overcome your fears. And number 3, hit your mark. But first, a little background. Now, many of you might know that I'm a funeral director, professional speaker, and actor. But I also can tell you that as an actor, I have appeared in films, TV commercials, and radio voiceover spots that you've probably never heard or never seen. And trust me, some of them you never do ever want to hear or ever see. But by far, my highest profile gig to date will be the upcoming film Draft Day, starring Kevin Costner as the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. Now, he plays Sonny Weaver, who is the manager of the Browns, and the film was directed by Ivan Reitman, the same guy who directed Ghostbusters and is attached as a producer to films such as Animal House. So yeah, I mean, it really was a dream come true. For a kid like me, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, as a lifelong Browns fan. I mean, here was a big-time Hollywood picture shooting in my town about my team, and I had a chance to act in it. Now, I'm going to check my ego at the door right now, okay? Because truth be told, I play an extra in the film. And I don't even utter a single line. However, that didn't prevent me from interacting with Costner, who's one of Hollywood's biggest and longest running talents. Now, also there's this kind of unwritten rule that extras, or should I say extras, are not supposed to talk to the principal actors. So for the 9 days that I'm on set, I kind of am debating in my head, you know, what words would I actually say to Costner if I got the chance? What would I actually say to him? And I had a lot of time to think about this. But on the last day of filming, I finally got my chance. Now, our directions in this one particular scene, for Costner, he was to say nothing. And we were all supposed to voice our disapproval for a draft pick that his character had made. He's supposed to say nothing in this scene, and we're all supposed to kind of sneer, jeer, and yell at him. So Costner's walking right past me as we're doing this scene, and I'm thinking, here's my chance. So I try to be as cool, calm, and collected as possible, and after the director yells cut, I say to Costner, so this must do wonders for your self-confidence, huh? And he laughed. That was exactly the reaction that I was going for. So on another take of the scene, we're over on another side, and the camera is actually focused on Costner walking towards me. So I'm supposed to kind of give him a glare as he walks out the door right past me. So he does it, I give him the glare, and the director yells cut. But Costner comes up to me, and he says to me, don't you get any ideas, or else I'll get my lawyer after you. And I quip back very quickly. Don't worry, Kevin, I already figured you're probably pretty lawyered up. And again, he laughs. So I am bantering with Kevin Costner. So finally, on one of the last takes of the scene, I am supposed to walk into the scene. The camera is on me, and I'm supposed to walk into the scene and step on what's called a mark. Now, a mark is a colorful piece of duct tape that's on the floor. So Costner's standing off to the side. The director yells action. I walk to my mark, and he sees me before I start walking. Just look down at my mark. So once the director yells cut, Costner says to me, he says, come here. You know, you don't have to look down at your mark. You can feel your mark under your feet as you walk over it. Come over here, try it. And Costner motions to me to do it. Now, remember, he's not only an actor, you know, a fine actor, but he's also an Oscar-winning director as well. He won the Best Director Oscar for Dances with Wolves. So with a director's head, but an actor's heart, he tells me this. Just one actor to another, giving a little bit of helpful advice. I mean, never mind that one of them was getting paid a couple $100, and the other's getting paid a couple $1,000,000. You know, it was just him and I in a room, one-on-one. So that's it. That's my Kevin Costner story. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, it's a nice story, Justin, but what does it have to do with me, right? What's in it for me? And like I said at the beginning, I learned at least 3 valuable lessons about business and about life by acting in a movie with Kevin Costner. And they are, number 1, take chances. Number 2, overcome your fears. And number 3, hit your mark. Number 1, take chances. By talking to Kevin Costner, I took a chance. I took a risk. You know, I could have listened to the unwritten rule that said that extras were not supposed to talk to the principal actors. And for 9 days, I did. But it was only on the last day that I took the chance, I took the risk. After seeing a scene filmed time and time again, it finally just became beaten into my brain. You got to do something, Justin. You got to take the chance. Otherwise, you might never get to talk to Kevin Costner again. I am thrilled that I took the chance. I'm thrilled I took the risk. Lucky for me, I had like 9 days and several dozen takes to do it. But sometimes in business and in life, how many chances do we get? How many chances do we get? If that, sometimes, right? So my message to you, my challenge to you is, what have you been thinking about taking a chance on in your business or your personal life? What risk have you been contemplating lately? How many chances do you think you'll get to take that risk? You know what it is. You know when the timing is right. So my challenge is, take that chance, take that risk. Otherwise, you might regret it. I would have always regretted not talking to Kevin Costner. But lucky for me, I finally took the chance. I took the risk, and it paid off. Number 2, overcome your fears. Listen, I was afraid of talking to Kevin Costner. The situation could have been really bad. Picture this. When I approached him after my initial time, Costner could have glared at me and said, "Shut up, kid. I'm working." And that would have been the end of it. Now, luckily for me, he didn't. Luckily for me, the image that he portrayed on screen is exactly the way that he is in person. He's a genuinely nice guy, and I got that sense. So I took the chance, I took the risk, and I overcame my fears, and I did it. How often does fear hold us back? How often does fear prevent us from breaking through that, invisible fence? So take chances, overcome your fears, and third, hit your mark. Now, knowing how to hit a mark assumes that there's a mark in the first place. But without setting goals, how do we know where the bar is set? I mean, how do we know how to achieve that bar? How do we know how to exceed that bar? How do we know when we should push the envelope and break the rules a little bit? And how do we know when not to? But unless we set goals, develop a plan, and then execute that plan, well, guess what? We're already reading ahead in the script. Now, sometimes just executing that plan is not enough to succeed. Sometimes it is. I'll give you that. But unless we set the goal, set the mark, achieve the mark, maybe we need to feel it out a little bit. Maybe we need to look down at our mark on the floor before we actually go for it. But after time and time again and repetition and practice, we learn to feel for that mark, and we learn to hit it with ease. These are just 3 simple lessons about business and about life that I learned by acting in a movie with Kevin Costner. And hopefully you can transfer them to your businesses and your personal lives today as well. Because ladies and gentlemen, right now, at this moment, we're already in the movie. We're in the movie called life. And in the movie called life, there are stars. There are principal actors. There's extras and there's, a lot of other people working behind the scenes. Your job is to learn from the best in the business and strive to constantly improve. So by doing these 3 simple things, we can learn to be the best in the business. And sometimes it just means seizing your moment in the spotlight. Thank you.